What about the salmon things?
Yeah. Thank you for making these.
Hello, Earthlings, and welcome to my art stream. I'm your host, Magical Princess, Angel of Justice, protector of the peace-loving planet of Rabufru, at your service. Today we're going to be working on more Magical Princess Sky pages for Volume 8. Super exciting in itself. We are up to 26 pages now, so hopefully we can get a 27th done today. Already in the chat, I see Akane. Hey! How are you? I have 2 pages that I'm thinking about working on today, and so I'm probably going to switch back and forth between them until I figure out what I want to work on. If I want to work on a serious page or a funny page today, we'll see. I also have some other pages that are half done. I have a lot of half done pages, so I could work on a number of things today. Though I'll probably only work for about 2 hours today on like my normal like 4 or 5 hour streams, just because I have a lot of things I've got to accomplish today. But I knew I didn't stream this week, and I wanted to make sure I had some time to hang out with you guys. I don't know if I'll be able to stream next week, unfortunately, so we'll see about that. So I just wanted to stop in. Kane says, I'm alright, glad I can finally be early and on time. I'm glad you're here. I'm doing good. I am doing good. I have been bouncing back and forth between Volume 8 and very inspired and motivated for it. It suddenly feels so much easier than it did all these months when I kept on putting it aside. So it's a really nice feeling for it to just start flowing. I've also been using some of my character design stuff for fun. I've been working on the winter festival contest for Hatsune Miku called Snow Miku. If you know about Snow Miku, they do a festival in Hokkaido every year, and I think it's been for like the last 8 years. It wasn't always this way for all 16 years of Snow Miku, but the last however many years they've been putting a call out for a costume contest. And so I have been working on my Snow Miku costume because I would really, really, really want her turned into figurines and dolls and all this. Who knows if I'll win, but it is a lot of fun. I submitted another Hatsune Miku contest years ago now for, I think it was Miku Expo 2021, I think it was. Akane says, nice to be back on stream again. Haven't been in chat for a while. Busy lurking. Not really busy tonight. Be here for a long while. Oh, good. I'm glad. Alright, so here's my silly page I have to work on and my serious page. And honestly, since everything is done here and I like this more serious page, I think I'm going to work on it because while this page is going to be a lot of fun, I have not decided on what outfits Georgia here is going to wear. I don't know what food they are eating. Like, what are they eating? I don't know. So it's just a lot of decisions, and I think since I have limited time today, I'm just gonna go with the one that I've already decided on. Alright, so I'm gonna change it a different color and just get straight to work. There, I hope that's still decently easy to see. There. Alright, now I guess I'll just get going. Oh good, I'm glad you are feeling peaceful, Akane. Stretch this, make it bigger. So when I'm zoomed in, people can see what I am doing. It snowed today, which is nice. We've been waiting for about 2 weeks for some snow. It's very mild for a winter here. It's usually like the lakes are frozen, snow every week, that kind of thing. So I've heard. I've never really experienced a winter fully, at least. And it's just a lot of mud, honestly. And the temperatures have gotten into like almost the 50s and stuff. Today it's 30. And this morning we did have soft sprinkling of snow, but it kind of looks like it's melting out there already. So I don't know. Hi, welcome Amber. Yes, I got some snow. So it's definitely nice to wake up to, even if it's gonna melt immediately. Been thinking about 2021 a lot, Akane. Yeah. It was a pretty wild year for me, or rather, I guess it was more like 2020 was the wild year, but still. Alright, so this is pretty sketchy, but I have drawn this uniform a lot of times before. So I do remember what it looks like. I say that because I was doubting what it looked like for a split second. I was like, there's no pocket drawn there. Does that mean that there's no pocket? I'm like, yes, there's a pocket. You've drawn this outfit so many times before. If I had to guess how many times I've drawn the Canary uniform, it's gotta be over 1,000 times. Just really. Oh my gosh, did I start streaming in 2021? Has it been that long? You're probably right. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, because it was MetroCon got canceled one year, and then the next year my booth rolled over, but COVID was still kind of happening, which is why I did the whole VTuber thing. Oh my gosh, I've been VTubing for so long now. Which means my 3-year VTuber anniversary is coming up. Oh my gosh. What a crazy realization. Amber's asking, what about Sky's outfit? Believe it or not, I kind of feel like I've drawn the Kanar uniform more, just because there's usually more Kanar, usually, that she's fighting in one scene. So like, let's say there's Milan, London, and France all in one scene, then I would have drawn the Kanar uniform. I almost said unicorn. The Kanar unicorn. What is the Kanar unicorn? I don't even know. I would have drawn the uniform 3 times in one panel. So honestly, I think it's this uniform because multiple people wear it that I've drawn it more times, and it was also finalized before Sky's outfit was. And so I have a lot of old illustrations where they are wearing this exact uniform, and it was only later that I finalized Sky's outfit. So I don't know. Maybe even more than 1,000 times. Akane says, time flies by so fast, it felt like only yesterday when I attended your early streams. Yeah, I know. I remember you came on during one of my Sims streams. That was so fun. Oh, nice! So you're productive today. That's always a good feeling. I guess that means I've got to start thinking about what I'm gonna do for my 3-year anniversary stream. Man, it seems like only yesterday since my 2-year anniversary stream. Juju Bear says, hello Sky, been a bit since I watched your streams. How's the manga coming along? It's going great. It's going a lot quicker than it was previously. I think I'm just feeling more energized, and I've gotten into the flow of things, and the pages are just coming together more effortlessly now. That usually happens to me, honestly, is that it takes me a long time to get into the rhythm when I start a new volume, and then all the work is really done in the last few months. Now that I've kind of got together what I want out of it, I think. And so I think that's kind of the stage where I'm starting to go a lot quicker. I have 26 pages done so far, which is good. So that means only like 75 to go, maybe. I might make it a little longer because I know I have quite the habit of like stuffing as many panels as I can into one page. And then it's hard to see everything because then I slap so much dialogue on top of all of it. And I'm really trying to fix that habit a little bit so that the pages have room to breathe, the dialogue is easy to see, the backgrounds aren't smushed into tiny little corners so we can actually see what's happening, because I realized that my book is still printed fairly small in that like 5x7 range. Meanwhile, I'm looking at it on this 4K screen here while I draw it, so it's just good to think about what it's going to be when it's printed and make sure it is reasonable for people to actually read it. There's some details I usually forget, honestly, is that there's a little chain on the back of the boots. Kane says, didn't Belgium die in Sims? And then we all made that sort of meme. It would have been 2 to 3 years ago. Felt like last week, very nostalgic. Yes, Belgium died because in the Sims stream, I made her run 3 Christmas parties in a row without feeding her, and she died in the pool, and then the Grim Reaper came to the party, and then everyone was like crying at the party. And so then I had to remake her, but then it was like she was a zombie or something. It was pretty funny. Yeah, good times. I really do like Sims. I think I would have to remake all my characters though, because I don't like my computer had a virus right before I moved to Maine, and I lost a lot of save files. Um, I don't think I had my Sims backed up anywhere, which is too bad. So I guess I'd have to do like a whole like remaking them thing. But I did make a meme video about that, or I guess a stream clip rather. Alright, I did not draw his tail. I'm just guessing it's just chilling down here though. His tail looks pretty relaxed. He is not concerned at all about sky flying at him. Sorry, I was drinking some water. Alright, now for Sky. If any of you have read Volume 7, spoilers, this is when Sky is delivering Belgium's letter to Milan. It's very fun to draw the hair and stuff that's going up into the transporter beam. Akane says, looking back, it makes me appreciate those memories we all made. It's impressive how far we've come. Yeah, it is. Those early days of streaming were tons of fun. I put a lot of effort into it then. I was streaming a lot more often and trying new things. So I really value that time. And, oh, I have 550 now? That's awesome! Subs. Yeah, that's pretty good considering I took, those 4 months off from streaming and all that, and I've come back. That's good. But the volumes of Magical Princess Sky have been getting a little longer as I've gone, though, anyway, I feel like. So if this one's like 130 pages, I'm pretty sure there was one before that was 130 pages, but most of them are like 110 pages, actually. Like, the first two, I really tried to keep it very strict with how many pages there were. But Nowadays, sorry, I don't know why I was losing my voice just then. I just try to make sure that it's wrapped up where I want it to be wrapped up and that everything is as I want it and that kind of thing. Like, I don't have a publisher, so I can do whatever I want. Juju Bear says, a random question, have you ever read Miraculous Ladybug manga? Oh, I did not even know there was a manga. That's really cool. I had watched a little bit of the show, just a few random episodes in the middle, so I don't really know how it began or ended or anything like that. But I did enjoy the 3 episodes that I watched. I just think I was more into watching some other magical girl stuff at the time and just never continued it. If it has a manga though, that'd be pretty interesting because sometimes I just like to read the manga for something instead of watching something because I can set it down and pick it up whenever I have time, and you know, it's like less demanding, I guess, than sitting down for a lot of 20 minutes and watching a show kind of thing. So I'll have to keep an eye out for it at bookstores and stuff. Give it a look. Do you think it's any good? I have really wanted some new manga. I went to the mall last weekend, I guess it was, to get a new glasses prescription and pick out some glasses, which is good because my eyesight has really been going downhill. And there was a really good manga store at the mall, and I really wanted to buy something, but I was overwhelmed and kind of broke. So hopefully soon I can buy some new manga. There was a lot of fun looking ones, a lot of ones that I had been wanting to read for a while and that sort of thing. Like, I really wanted to read Witch Hat Artelier for a long time. It just looks so cute, and I'm a big fan of like Sugar Sugar Rune, and I just think it has like almost a similar vibe in the page setups and things when I flip through it. I also really, like I was telling you guys last time, really want to finish reading Princess Jellyfish, so but that's a huge commitment to buy all the volumes, you know. Chichi Bear says, I'm planning on reading the Miraculous Ladybug manga. I did hear it has a better writing than the show. Oh, nice. That's good. Well, let me know how it is. Oops. There we go. I have not really seen or watched any like new magical girl stuff recently. Like, I started watching the new, well, not new anymore, the last Pretty Cure, I guess, the Hero Girls one, right as the new one was coming out. So I don't know if I should continue watching that one or try to move on to the one that everybody else is watching at the moment. Wonderful Pretty Cure. It looks really cute though. And I'm curious about how the dog turns into a magical girl. That's all people have really told me. About it. Zoom back in and fix that. Arch was kind of in the wrong spot. Shoes and feet are so hard. Connie says, can't wait for more chi content this volume. Yes, there's definitely more chi content this volume. I'm excited that I get to write a little bit more of like a serious side for chi this volume. I mean, honestly, this volume is pretty serious altogether. And I'm not sure how a lot of people will feel about that. I'm trying to add in like a decent amount of fun, but it's just still pretty serious, honestly. Hello, welcome, Wes Adams. Wes Adams says, hello, what have you guys been up to? Trying to figure out what to eat for lunch. Oh, what a hard thing to decide. I did, some miso soup. I did the dashi stock with the seaweed and miso, and then I cut up some tofu and threw it in there. And then I ate a little smoked salmon and cream cheese and rice. And it was pretty good. Pretty filling. A lot of protein. And Wes Adams says, sad I missed the Power World stream. Did you show your base and gameplay on stream? Yes, I did. It was really fun playing Power World. I should probably try it again sometime soon. Play it again on stream. Even though my guild members are no longer as excited about Power World. But I still like it. I'll probably play again on stream sometime. But yeah, we have, my guild was ahead of me, basically, and they helped me get up to speed and, like, higher level and stuff, and they have 3 massive bases, all for different things. One base is for, making ingredients and baking cakes to breed better Pokemon, or pals, I guess. They have another base that's in the kind of like volcano-y area, and that base is to mine coal and sulfur because both spawn in that area as long as you're standing around. And then the other base is just like our main base, and so it has like all the manufacturing capabilities, so we go and collect palladium or ore out in the wild, and then, you know, put it all in this one base so that the pals will then get to working, I guess. So it was a very efficient design and allowed us to make a lot of Pokeballs or spears or whatever. And I would usually just like follow them around on boss fights and just drop down off my bird and revive them whenever they died because I was too low level to get close to the boss. Wes Adams says, miso sounds yummy, we all get pho. Oh, that sounds really tasty. I haven't had that in so long. Need to catch up on the stream then so I can see the gameplay. Yep, so there's 2 streams that have something about Power World in the title. One of them I was drawing pals, and the other one I'm actually playing Power World. So just make sure to click on the one where I'm actually playing Power World if you want to see it. And I'll try to play it again soon. Hello, welcome Eyeless Spider. OEO. Like Buddy Holly O. I don't know who that is. Who is Weezer? I feel like I should know this reference, but I just don't. But welcome anyway. Mm. Juju Bear says, "What are your thoughts on slice of life manga?" I don't know why it was so hard for me to say that. uh, so I guess I would say there are a few that I've read and liked. I often won't pick them up as often though, if that makes any sense. Like, I will take more of a gamble on something that's fantasy and sci-fi versus slice of life, but I do like a lot of slice of life. It's just I don't pick them up as much, I guess. Like one of my favorite slice of lives is Princess Jellyfish, which I mentioned earlier. That's it's definitely like a very like comedic, I guess, slice of life, and like some very specific slices of some very specific people's slice of life, but I think it's still considered slice of life. I don't know. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Are romances considered slice of life? I'm not sure. Um, let's see. Slice of life that aren't romance. Um, I read some of Yotsuba, which was pretty cute. Just a little girl doing fun things. It's not something that I watched, but I really like, or not read rather, but I really like K-On! About the girls that start the band together, which I think would be slice of life and non-romance. But I never did read the manga. I know it's like 4 comma, like comedy kind of thing. And while 4 comma is a funny format, I definitely, uh, I guess like more of a flow when I'm reading. So I tend to prefer longer things, I guess. But I do like 4 commas in like the sides of manga as like a side note and that kind of thing, I guess. I guess I've read like a lot of like romance ones that are everyday, but as for actual slice of life, I'm like starting to question if I have or I haven't. Hmm. I don't know, because like the only two like slice of life mangas that I've read, I feel like are also science fiction. Which would be Aria or Aqua sometimes. Some of like the prototype mangas are referred to. It's about Mars has been terraformed in the future, and everyone leaves a peaceful life, and Mars now looks kind of like Venice, and it's just about a girl who rows a gondola, and she just hangs out with her friends and drinks coffee and pets cats and all that kind of thing. So it's a slice of life for sure, but then there's like some flying ships and stuff. And then I guess the other one was technically like the inspiration for Aria, so I've read, which was Yokohama Shopping Log, which is about a very peaceful and relaxing, I guess, end of the world scenario where people are just kind of slowly like declining in numbers, but nobody is really upset about it, I guess. And there's an android girl who is witnessing it all, and she runs a coffee shop, and so she just kind of, talks to some of the old people in town. She goes and looks for fun places to take photographs. She goes and picks up fruit in different little towns. It's very relaxing, I guess. Akane says, Yotsubu, the manga. Yes. It is very chill. I read some from the library when I was younger. And I thought it was pretty nice, it's very comfy, I guess. I know that a lot of people suggest it for when you're trying to learn Japanese because it has like a lot of beginner language in it if you pick up the Japanese versions. So that is probably something I will have to do here soon because I am learning Japanese. But I read it in English back in the day. I guess for my general thoughts on slice of life manga is that I already have a slice of my life. And so that makes me want to like read things that are a little different. So a slice of life would have to either have like some kind of interesting, story or plot or elements to it, something maybe science fiction or something kind of quirky about it for me to really want to sit down and read it, because my life is a slice of life show about a girl who loves cooking and is an artist every day, I think. If that made any sense. Wes Adams says, what is your top 3 genres in media like manga, TV shows, and movies? For sure, the number 1 is going to be magical girls, so things like Cardcaptor Sakura and Sailor Moon. I just love the genre and all, split-offs of it, so that also categorizes, like manga and stuff that feature girls who possess magic, something like a witch as well, those kind of things. I just love the themes of friendship and like being cute is not a weakness. It can be a strength, and that's just something that I crafted my life off of once I learned about particularly both Cardcaptor Sakura and Magic Knight Rayearth, which were some of my first manga that I ever read when I was like, I want to say like 9 years old, maybe. And I was like, oh, I want to be like them, like that's what I want to be like, strong and kind and cute and, I don't have to look up to American superheroes no more with their punches and their booms and their pals, and I won't ever cry kind of mentality, I guess. So like when I found Magical Girls, I was all about it. So that's definitely number 1. Number 2 is science fiction. Love science fiction for movies, shows, anything like that. Like grew up watching a lot of obscure science fiction. Some ones that people might recognize, obviously, is going to be like the older Star Wars, Star Trek, all the Star Trek movies. Dune was one of my favorite movies as a kid, like the old Dune, and now that the new Dune has come out, I also really love that. I also watched a lot of science fiction TV shows back in the day. Things like well, I don't know. They're not really science fiction to start out with, but they're all pretty much by the same guy who pretty much only does things that are kind of science fiction, but kind of not. Things like from J.J. Abrams, things like Fringe, Revolution, Alias, Lost. Like all those kind of TV shows, was hooked on them as a kid. Science fiction, anime, and manga, quite obviously. And then I have to choose a third one. Ooh. Uh, a third genre that I would choose. Hmm. That's a hard one. For some reason, it's hard for me. A third genre. Uh, I don't know. I guess for a lot of anime, like I have watched some things that were like, comedies a little bit, so things that are making fun of other genres. Like I like Pop Team Epic. I'm watching uh anime right now called Shangri-La Frontier, which is about like a VR game, and it's a comedy with a lot of great action scenes in it as well. So I guess a little bit of comedy. I'm just so specific on what kind of comedy I like, and a lot of the comedies I like involve magical girls. So it kind of overlaps. Hi, welcome, Sin. Eyeless Fighter says, need to get working on my magical girl lore. Does it count if there's two dudes in the main cast? They had a big hardback card captor Sakura Collector's edition at Barnes & Nobles I went to the other day. Oh, I've seen the new editions and they look so pretty. I went to a manga store last weekend when I was at the mall getting new eyeglasses, and there is some beautiful editions of, some of these magical girl things these days. And yeah, I was better. You could still call that a magical girl story. I think that makes sense. It sounds pretty cool. Um, I mean, people still consider Shugo Chara magical girl, even though there's like just as many magical boys in it, really. I think it's about even numbers. That sounds pretty cool. Oh, this is the one where you have the 12 magical girls and they have powers based on the venomous or poisonous animals. Oh, every time you bring that up, it just sounds so cool. I love to hear about it. Alice Feather says, I love Team Epic. It's so funny! I still have to finish watching the newest season that came out. I guess it was last year. I watched halfway through it. I got up to the one where it's the live action comedy skit, and the guy like comes out of the bathroom with a sketch pad and he just starts flipping the sketch pad and voice acting this crazy story about this like guitar guy, rock star, and the whole thing is filmed in one take with the voice acting and like the pages turning and stuff, and it is the most impressive, hilarious thing I've probably ever seen. And that's pretty much where I got up to when I watched that twice, and then I was like, okay, I'm taking a break from Pop Team Epic. That was too intense for me. It was too cool. I don't know. Alice Fighter says, have you read the graphic novel titled Magical Boy? It's so good, I think you'd really enjoy it. No, I haven't heard of it, I don't think either. I'm gonna have to look into that. Magic Boy. I can look it up right now so that I don't forget. Nice. Okay, so there's 2 volumes. They came out in 2022. The art style looks pretty fun. I like these dramatic facial expressions I'm seeing. Cool. I'll keep that up so that I remember it. Akane says, honestly, Pop Team Epic is such a major part in the plot of Undertale rebranded it. Pop Coco will always be my fave out of the two. PPM is great, of course, but Pop Coco hits different. She's so funny. Yeah, they are both so funny. I would have a hard time picking a favorite out of both of them, though, because that's just the way that I am, is I like character dynamics between characters versus actually picking a favorite character. So, anytime somebody asks me my favorite character, you probably know you'll get the same answer. But it is really funny. I should continue watching the new season. And some of those scenes have crazy budget too. Like, absolutely crazy budget. Every time I see one where it's like, oh, it was like done by question mark, and it just has like a bunch of question marks, I'm always like, I just wonder, like, what big studio did this kind of thing. Trying to get Sky's head in the right place. Oh no, I cropped off her body when I shouldn't have. Okay. I will do that again then. Hi, welcome Umbra, how are you? The pun hating Amazon. Inside, that's so funny. Welcome, it's nice to see you. Man, I just love puns. Like, if anybody was wondering what kind of comedy I like, I'm really partial to puns. I like I like puns and also like kind of unexpected, like random comedy. So I think that's probably one of the reasons I like Pop Team Epic so much, is that you just don't expect whatever's about to happen at all. It really reminds me of early 2000s DG Carrot, which combines, I guess, all three of my favorite comedies, or sorry, my favorite genres, comedy, magical girl, and science fiction. So no wonder I love it so much. Oh, you're tired? I'm sorry, Umbra. Okay, I'm going to narrow this line art a little bit because when I scaled it up, it got kind of too big. This is like one of the handiest tools in Clip Paint Studio, is the narrow and thicken line art thing. It's just so helpful. Then I'll go back over that. She's also got to have a different facial expression. But I'll just leave her face on for a moment. Oh no! I didn't realize I drew his eyes on the same one. I'll have to make those bigger. Alright, scale those back up. His teethy. I don't know why this line is randomly so massive. Just gonna get rid of it. Gonna redraw it. Alright, there we go. Humber says, I've been watching too many streams on Twitch. I'd forgotten just how much delay there is on YouTube streams. Oh, that is interesting. I didn't realize that Twitch had shorter delays. I don't really know how big the delay is on YouTube, but I do know that I often won't look up at the chat as often as I should, so that might also contribute. I'm gonna do this crazy braid going up in here. I gotta take a look at my sketch again to see what I was trying to do. Her hand should be different, alright? It is always nice when I have a page where it's going to be two of the similar scenes, kind of like this one, where it's like I use the same drawing twice. That makes it go so much faster. I'm amazed at how much I've already accomplished for this 1 hour of streaming. Oops. Get rid of this dot. There we go. Alright, gotta draw Sky's hand again. Oh, I keep on getting random lines and dots everywhere. Okay. I'm gonna take a look with the full white on to see what I've got. His head looks really big to me. I think his head is too big. I'll fix that in a moment, though. I'm going to work on all the line art for Sky. Some of them I made a little too small when I scaled it up. Just clean it up. There's a lot of sloppy lines that only appear when they're scaled up this big, too. Another random line. It's something about this brush. I've been experimenting with some different brushes the last few days, and this one is just not working like it used to. It just makes random dots and stuff everywhere. I'm not really sure why it would change, but it definitely did. Alright, I'm gonna see what kind of facial expression I did in the original sketch. It's just the same one as the top. I think I drew her too smiley, honestly. Also. Alright, now I'm gonna shrink his massive face. Yeah, I think that's where I had him about in the original sketch, but let's check. Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, I'm just shifting around in my chair. My table's freaking. Okay, there we go. At this rate, I might actually be able to finish this page today, which would be exciting. Right now, down to these panels. I'm gonna do this little drawing of sky. Gotta remind myself it doesn't have to be that intense, because it's tiny. Something that I often forget, and like I talked about at the beginning of the stream, I'm trying to fix that. Not make everything tiny, so super detailed, and there's no reason to. Okay, there's one of those annoying dots I'm talking about. Just make these random dots. I'm silent. I'm thinking about my Snow Miku design. My brain just keeps on going to it whenever I let it wander. The deadline is very short. It's March 30th, I guess. So I don't have a whole lot of time to just sit on my design and think about it. Also, so many people already posted their designs within, like 16 hours of the the site opening. I thought that was pretty crazy. I was wondering if they had just made their designs last year, or if they were just really that quick. And I could submit multiple designs, but I just want to make one really good one, I think. Because there's always next year. I found out about it because an artist that I follow submitted and won last year. And her design is super cute. You know, a lot of my designs kind of turn out similar. Like, I love putting chunky soles on things and crisscross straps and things like that. I think my design I came up with definitely looks like significantly different from Sky or anything else, but it's definitely clear that I have my certain design cues that I can't give up. Okay, let's zoom out and see how that looks tiny. Nice. I'm gonna tilt that actually so that it's kind of like within the cutoff border. You can see the print line where things beyond that line could get cut off. So I just want to make sure that they're within that boundary, sort of. Alright, there we go. I'm still kicking myself for doing like the most simple UFO design. There was like an alternate design of the ship where it looked like the Kanar symbol, and I had it back when I started, and last minute I was like, you know what? I'm just going with the UFO. I don't care. And now I'm like, man, I probably should have gone with something a little bit more rememberable, but I did end up utilizing that original design in volume 7 though. Like, I actually do show the ones that look like the Kanar symbol, so they look more like this. You know, still very, you know, UFO-y, but definitely different enough. I don't know why I didn't do that. I definitely try not to have regrets about things that I do for my manga, but that's one where I felt kind of silly. Okay, there she goes over the line art like she is supposed to. No, his chin is kind of crooked. Let me fix that. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. Hi, welcome, Cobra 300. Imagine instead of a UFO you drew, I don't know, the Starship Enterprise or something. Yeah. It looks like a bunch of messages just came through, and I'm sorry. I was not ignoring you guys. Look, there's the Starship Enterprise on its many voyages. Alright, let me read the chat since it was not loading for like minutes upon minutes. Alright. Alice Spider wants to know, is that my boy Milan? That sure is. There he is. Zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole page I'm working on. And so he is beaming up and Sky is giving him Belgium's letter. So we shall see what it says later in this volume. Umber says Twitch in general usually has a delay 10 to 15 seconds at most. Wow, that is pretty quick. Delay of 1+ minute for YouTube. More like 30 seconds? I don't know. It might be more. Utah Raptor form. Oh, is that what your profile picture is? It's so small. I can't see it. It looks cool though. Amber says, I love the classic UFO. It's adorable. Oh, good. I'm glad. Alice Spider agrees. Love that Canara UFO though. It's so cute. Good. I'm glad. It seems I made the right decision just keeping the cheesy UFO then. And it doesn't even have like markings on it that say like a Canar NCS 119 or something. Like the Enterprise. I just rewatched the newer Star Trek movies like 3 nights ago, and then like 2 nights ago I watched the first two. I don't know if they've made more since then. Like the remake ones. And they were actually pretty fun. I remember not liking them so much when I first saw them as a teenager, but now I was kind of like, hey, that was kind of fun. Yeah, I liked it. I thought they were both pretty cohesive, which is always a good thing. But I still like any episode of The Next Generation better, probably. Well, not any episode. There was definitely some episodes where I was like, well, that was silly. Oh, dropped my pencil. But yeah, I like them. Coverzilla says, yes, it was the Utah Raptor. Before it was a Velociraptor, before that it was the iconic Minecraft Coverzilla character. I actually do not know the Coverzilla character. So your name has some lore behind it that I was unaware of. I need to cut that line. My eraser is struggling with all the lines beneath this white layer. Yeah, I guess I've actually been watching a lot of older sci-fi movies. Like, I just watched the 2005 War of the Worlds the other day. And I think the scenes were, like, pretty spot on for the book, but they just did not capture the book's vibes, I guess. Like, the message of the book. They just didn't do it for me. And the main character was so atrocious! I wanted him to get picked up by the aliens so bad. I was like, please, just go away. Spider says, had this pick for a few months. My boy, Silver the Hedgehog. Yes, very nice. I see. I recognized who that was. Welcome back, Akane. Was a C for Coprezilla, yeah. I do not know Coprezilla. I'm gonna look it up now. I'm curious. Coprezilla. It thought I was trying to spell Brazil. No, I was not. Coprezilla. Coprezilla. Keep on spelling it wrong because my keyboard is off to the side. Minecraft, you said? It's not really coming up with what I think it should. I don't know. It must be very obscure. I cannot find it. That's so interesting. Oh, Cobracilla is you. You're the only one that knows about it. Oh, okay. I thought it was like a meme on the internet or something. Alright, no wonder I was so confused. Alright, now for his eyes. I'm actually gonna get out my volume 7 here and just make sure that I'm doing them right. His eye shape right. It has been so long since I've drawn him and I was not doing his eye shape correct. It looks more like this. It's got like a little hook on it at the end. That's what I thought. And this very angular eyelid. At least it is in the one image that I'm looking at, which is upside down in the book. He's got his eye bags. Sketchy nose. Oh no, another one of these dots. I'm sorry if you can hear the fan on my computer. It's really acting up right now. It's not very happy. Hello, Team Rebrand. How are you? Looks like my music paused. Give me a second to restart it. There you go. This page is going very fast, just like what I wanted. It is good when a page goes fast, fairly effortlessly. I think it just looks better in the end. Oh my goodness, but this brush is killing me with these dots that it keeps producing. Alright, putting down volume 7 now that I've drawn his eyes. Welcome, Tara. Tara says, hello, every Nyan. That's such a cute greeting. Kind of reminds me of, like, the My Little Pony where they're like, hello, every pony, but instead we were all, like, cat girls or something. Okay, I'm putting this hand here for size reference. And then drawing on top. Team Brandon says, how are you, Sky? I'm doing good. I'm excited to be working on this. I'm excited that it's coming together very, very quickly. Like, I'm almost done drawing this last panel here, and then I just have to do a screen tone, which will be probably fairly dramatic for this page, but still, I'm making good progress. If there wasn't all these dots appearing everywhere, of course. Oh my gosh. I might just have to switch to another brush. I don't know why it gets worse and then better. At first I thought it was something about... There it is again! I thought it was something about the pen battery, but I charged the battery and it was still doing it. And then I was using some other brushes for another project and it never did this, so... It's just I like this brush so much. It's like perfect and I've used it for pretty much all of the comics books so far. So I'd like to keep it in use, but if it's gonna freak out like this... You're sobbing? Why? Welcome back, Akane. That was funny. It says, hi, everybody. My Little Pony face is coming back. Akane says, hello, every Nyan. How are you? I wish I was a bird. Do you? Alright, what kind of bird would you want to be? That's the real question. I think I would want to be like an intelligent bird, maybe. Maybe something like a parrot, where they like know what's happening in the world. Alright, I think that's where I'm gonna put that panel. Might have it peeking out of the frame. Not sure yet. This is how it is coming along. Alice Fetter says my Little Pony face is coming back, but being real, I don't think it ever left. That's funny. I'm really sad because I realized only recently that I left some My Little Pony shorts in Florida at a hotel. Or rather, I remembered again. I knew it happened, but it was such a sketchy hotel, I didn't want to call them back and be like, please, have you seen my shorts? Because I don't even know if the room was, like, ever even cleaned, and I'm sure they just threw them right in the trash. I didn't want to deal with it. But now I need some new shorts. They were, like, sleep shorts. They had the original My Little Pony characters on them. They were pretty cute. I don't know if I can find something like that again. Terry says, bro, I want to be a raven. Nice. Akane says, let me be a Tarance. I don't know the Tarance. Alice Fetter says, I want to be a Peregrine Falcon because go fast. Nice. Akane says, I think I'm getting back into my Toho phase. Love Toho. Nice. Alice Fetter wants to know who my favorite of the main 6 is in My Little Pony. I like Fluttershy. I think she's really cute, and I like that she'll get angry at her friends when they do something she doesn't like. Instead of just being like, oh, it's fine, you know, like she'll actually be like, oh, that's not fine. So obviously I like characters that have like a bit of a sense of justice, I guess. And plus, I mean, she's like pink and super cute. So I think I like her best. In the original My Little Pony, or not original, but I guess, the early 2000s version of My Little Pony, I liked Pinkie Pie best. And Pinkie Pie is still really fun in the newer one, but she's a little too chaotic to be my favorite, even though I love her. If that makes any sense. Alice Fetter says, hello, Shady Motel, have you seen My Little Pony shorts? I know, and it was weird because there was, like, not even an attendant in the front, like, you had to ask for your room key, like, through a kiosk where it, like, called somebody in another country. It was weird. uh... Hi, welcome, Carrie, how are you? She solos? I don't know this term. Is that like a favorite character? Is that what you mean? Alice Flutter says, I love Fluttershy. Her and Applejack are my favorites. I remember you used to really like Rainbow Dash too, years ago. That's what I remember at least. I do like Rainbow Dash's character design a lot, but she's not one of my favorites from a personality standpoint, I guess, just because it's gotta be Fluttershy for me. Connie says, didn't Pinky force everyone to smile that one time? She's alright. Is that good or bad in your eyes? I can't tell from your phrasing. Alright, I'm just removing these. Oh. I can do that, and then I can start putting in some screen tone. Cobrazilla says, I'm currently drawing a Basilosaurus. Very nice. Tara says, saying someone is solos is like saying they could beat everyone. In this context, it means she's better than everyone. Ah, okay. I'm learning some new slang. Very good. All right, so starting on some screen tone. I think we're gonna do, I don't know why this keeps moving around rapidly. Trying to find the right one. There we go. So I want to put a night sky and a beam of light up in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in this background. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I was supposed to do refer other layers here. Yeah, there we go. Rainbow Factory. I don't know that one. I don't think I ever saw that one. Is that a movie or just one of the My Little Pony episodes? I'm also getting lost now, Umbra. I wasn't this deep into the My Little Pony discussion, I guess. Ever. I just watched some of it and liked it. But I was also like a big fan of the like 90s My Little Pony. And if you want to see something crazy, you can watch Escape from Midnight Castle, which was animated by like a Marvel studio, but it's My Little Pony. But it's like equal mixes adorable and kind of terrifying, honestly. From the 90s. I love it so much. I should rewatch it. It's been a while. I remember I watched it quite a bit as a kid. Carrie says, I'm going to read Magical Princess Sky while the stream is going on. Oh, very nice! Where are you right now in the manga? The spider says, Mom, looks like he's moonwalking. Yeah, a little bit. Trying to make him look like he's getting beamed up. Gonna do this beam. I just gotta do a gradient here. And some lines. I might just try to do some lines myself. I haven't been that happy with the line maker. I'm not going to be that happy with my own not so straight lines either, but we'll see about it. I'll just start working on the rest of it while it's like that. Amber says, yes, Escape from Midnight Castle is so cool. Yeah, you know it. Oh, Rainbow Factory is a creepypasta, My Little Pony. Okay. Interesting. Copricilla says Basilosaurus is not a dinosaur. They existed 35 to 34 million years ago. Interesting. What is that classified as then at that time period? Akane says, speaking of childhood shows, I remember my life as a teenage robot. Oh my gosh. I watched a few episodes of that as a kid, and it, like, freaked me out or something, and I stopped watching it. I don't remember why. I was pretty young, but my childhood shows that I watched a lot of, like, I used to watch Arthur a lot, Kim Possible. There was, like, a Chip and Dale show. There was a My Little Mermaid show that was on Disney at the time. I know there was, like, another one that I used to watch, but they were pretty much all on Disney Channel. I didn't really watch anything outside of that. But we didn't watch a whole lot of TV as a kid. We had, like, limited TV time, right? And then when we became teenagers, we got a Netflix subscription and then just started ordering discs of anime. And you had to wait like a week in between watching the anime, then sending it back, and then you had to get a new disc in the mail. That's how Netflix used to work. And so I just started watching anime pretty much from there on out and just forgot about all cartoons. Yes! Tara knows what I'm talking about. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Yes! The show. Yeah, the show was really dramatic and fun from what I remember. As a kid, at least, I loved it as a kid. There was, like, going on new... Oh! Oh, no. My page crashed. Hopefully I saved it. Let's see. I'm gonna pull it back up. Yep, alright. It seems to be just fine. Let me make sure that, yeah, it came back up. Alright. That's always, scary when that happens. I hate it when things crash and then you gotta wonder if it deleted all your work or what. I'm so bad at saving, too. Yeah, I don't know Ruby Gloom. That one does not sound familiar to me. But again, like I said, I've kind of lived under a rock my whole life. I feel like I don't know any pop culture. I did not watch a lot of shows as a kid. I don't even know. Yeah, people are always like, oh, you haven't seen this movie, or like, you haven't seen that movie. Like, how is that possible? I'm like, I don't know. Alright, that's looking okay for now. Let's do some other details. I have to figure out how I want these ones to look. Probably just put them in white, but I definitely want to redraw Sky's hair so that it's like behind her instead of in front of her, but I think I'm gonna work on these panels down here first. I'm gonna do his hair first. Umbra says I have no clue what anybody is saying now. Yeah, they're talking about shows they watched when they were kids. I don't know a lot of the shows either. I don't know, like, what were your childhood shows that you loved? I mean, they could even still be ones you like. I also watched a lot of Barbie movies as a kid, I will say that. Loved all those, like, Barbie fairy tale kind of things, like the Nutcracker and Rapunzel and Swan Lake for sure. Yeah, I loved those. There was ones later where they started kind of doing like their own fairy tales, and I liked those, but not as much, just because I was like a crazy fairy tale kid as a child. I don't know. I just really liked traditional fairy tales, especially when they were like very close to the original source materials. I'm gonna put some shading on his nose hole. Alright. And on his coat. And I can't forget his eye bags from lack of sleep. And I turned that into a tone. Yeah, see how I like that? Yeah. Definitely needs an eye highlight. Just a little one. Hey, let me check the chat. Sorry. Didn't mean to ignore you guys. Carrie says, I'm eating chocolate. Oh, nice. I have some chocolate-covered strawberries I made for Valentine's Day in the fridge, and also some chocolate-covered bananas in the freezer. And both turned out super tasty. Now I want one. Akami says, FL Studio crashes sometimes while making music makes me want to cry. Yeah, that's rough. Oh, weird. So the song has to be like completely made in one session, because if it crashes, even if you save it, it'll corrupt it. Wow, that's crazy. Cobrazilla has an answer for when the Basilosaur was in the Kenzoic era. Alright. Just by looking at the chrono stratigraphy chart. So not called dinosaurs. I don't know what to call it then. I guess just by its name. Spider says, how do you spell that live action with the lemur? Zubufu. Oh my goodness. The nostalgia, it hit me so hard. How did I forget about Zabumafu? Yeah, that was when I was really, really tiny. I used to watch that show. Yes, that was it. Wow. Man, that's going way back. Like, the nostalgia really hit me. Kinda says, does SpongeBob count? Still love it. Yeah, that does count. SpongeBob was super popular when I was a kid. I just never watched it. But all my friends watched it, you know? Alice Pack says, I love the old Barbie movies. Yeah, they're so good. Princess and the Pauper is my favorite old Barbie movie. Oh, Milan and his severe eye bags. All the shine is gone from his eyes. Cobrazil says, species of extinct marine mammal. Okay, yep, that's what you would classify it as, though. I'm gonna look it up, though. Yeah, it looks like in those old maps and stuff where you see sea monsters is kind of what it looks like. Where it's got almost kind of like a whale-ish shape and a skinny tail, you know? Kind of almost like an alligator shaped teethy. I like its front little leggy fin things. I'm sorry, I don't know the terms for the leggy fin things. It's really cool looking though. Okay, I'm gonna do some background connected to this. Also black, but just a little different color. Something a little lighter. Okay, now I'm gonna put the UFO back in the hands. So I've gotta block out this UFO too. The light energy coming through. Oh. Amber, don't feel bad. I don't know everything what everyone is talking about either. Like I've never seen SpongeBob. Like I know what it is, but I've never actually like watched any of it, you know? And I'm just kind of going with the flow with what everybody's saying in the chat. Right. This page is really getting somewhere. I'm gonna do a pattern in here of some kind. I'm gonna take a look at what kind of patterns I might have in my library. Maybe vertical line. Okay, let's see how we like that. I turned it into some chunky tone. Like bigger dots. We can also make it into lines. Try to make it like the same angle as the tone. I don't know if that kind of defeats the point, but I think it could look pretty interesting. Alright, now back up to this top one. Whatever's going on at the bottom has made it so that I definitely want to do white behind these characters so that they stand out a bit more. Now, I'll probably do some effects on the ones up top or something to make them a little darker. Some detail in here. Oops. Alright, now for Sky. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was supposed to fix her hair, wasn't I? I'll just delete all this. Do some more hair strands that will just go behind right here. Overzealous said, speaking of prehistoric creatures, I remember watching some of the old dinosaur documentaries when I was a younger individual. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of dinosaur documentaries too. Unfortunately, I didn't really retain the knowledge that well from them, obviously. I also went to some dinosaur museums in whoa, the wind was super violent just now, sorry. Some dinosaur museums in Arizona when I went as a kid, and that was really cool. See a lot of bones and information on, meteorite extinctions and stuff like that. I don't know, for some reason this all that knowledge just did not stick with me though. Right, there we go. Now we can block her out. And I also forgot to draw her a letter. So let me just go ahead and do that. And erase the hands. Overzilla says it was called Walking with Dinosaurs, probably outdated by now. Yeah, probably a lot of the documentaries that I watched are also outdated at this time. Oops. I was also pretty big on like those monster conspiracy theory stuff on like the sci-fi channel. As a kid, that was a pretty funny phase of my life. All right, let's bring it all together and see how it looks. Both definitely need some detail. I think I'm gonna make this scene up here not stand out so much though. Trying to figure out what layer is the white portions. Oh, I see. It's because I did something different here. I remember what I did. Okay. It was very confusing for a moment. Yeah, I did it like the reverse of how I would normally, instead of a background, I did, I usually do just surrounding the characters with white. And now I'm just going to, that didn't seem to really work like I wanted it to. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And now I'm just gonna take away that dark background and add it again, except for fully behind them, because if I want to move these characters around any, it's never good to have them already cut out of the background. It's gonna make it really hard, so. Yeah, I'm just looking at it from a far out view. Tara says conspiracy theories are really fascinating to me as a kid, and still are to an extent now. Yeah. I went to the Cryptid Museum in Portland, Maine a few months ago, and that was pretty funny because I thought this man was gonna produce some hard-hitting facts for me about like Bigfoot and other cryptids, but instead he just was a toy collector, really, and just charged you money to look at his cryptid toy collection, but then he tried to have like hard hitting facts mixed in, but then I couldn't take any of it seriously because I was like, is he being serious right now or is he joking? Like, I didn't even know. It was still a fun experience though, but I just, by the end of it, I just felt perplexed. Who is this man and is he serious or not? I mean, his collection was kind of interesting to see though, too. I've never seen so many toys of Bigfoot and Nessie in my life. It was funny since I have a Bigfoot lunchbox. I bet he has the same one in there. It was insane how much stuff he had. Carvazel says, type documentaries we have today that involve dinosaurs, prehistoric planet, and life on our planet. Maybe I'll have to check some newer documentaries out and see what the new facts are. Akane says, cartoon theories are dumb. Talking about it? Coma theory, imagination theory. I don't think I really know what those are. Like, I remember people were talking about years ago some theory about like Ash Ketchum being in a coma or something. Is that what you're talking about? I'm trying to imagine the light source coming from the transporter beam over here. Like coming in from this direction. Oh, that's fine, Eyeless Spider. What are you working on today? We're drawing together. That's always nice. I would say, like, the only time I watch VTubers is when I'm drawing, really, so I completely get it. If people are drawing on my stream, great, that makes me happy. Corbrazilla says Prehistoric Planet is on Apple TV, Life on Our Planet is on Netflix. Okay. I do not have Apple TV. I think I can still use my fiance's mom's Netflix account, I think, so I could try on there. I could also just see, like, if they have any people on, like, YouTube that have posted their own, like, smaller documentaries. Obviously, the information might not be as accurate, but there's still some good, like, informational stuff on YouTube today, for sure. Like, I like Kurtzagot and Veritasium. They both make really good science videos. Hi, Umbra! Welcome back! Terry says, yeah, they apply it to literally every cartoon. Yeah. I think that's been, like, a thing forever, though, because, like, even when I was a kid and we would, like, read books in class or whatever, or, like, you know, you have, like, Alice in Wonderland and, like, The Wizard of Oz, and even things like Bridge to Terabithia, and people will be like, oh, it was all just a dream. People love that. I don't know why. They just love to say it. And while I agree that Alice in Wonderland is a dream, it's just like, they act like it's big news. It's kind of like, I don't know, man, like, it kind of says so I don't know. People do love it. I don't know why. House says, colored shirts are so annoying to draw. Yeah, they are. My style of colored shirt drawing came from one specific, like, Korean manga that I found when I was, like, 11, and all the characters wore these collared shirts all the time. And I just studied them, and I think that's probably still my favorite style of drawing collared shirts to this day. I don't know, I could probably just look up images of this manga and just show you how excellent these collared shirts are. Everyone just has these absolutely awesome colored shirts on. But there's one of the manga covers, like, how did they draw that? That looks so cool. And then there's a girl with a stiff collared shirt on. I gotta, yeah, create new from Flipboard. There we go. Another great collar. It's another one. And of course, all these characters were wearing collars all the time in the manga. They just look so good. Now I want to reread it, but it's packed up in a box somewhere. Anyway, yeah. So there's that. Sorry, says another one of my Twisted Wonderland OCs. Almost done making profiles for them. Very nice. That sounds like fun. I don't know. Oh no, is the conspiracy theories leaking into your own work now, Kane? Imagine, magical princess guy, it's all a dream. I mean, she has nightmares all the time. I mean, what else could it be? Yeah, those are cool colors. Definitely fun to work with the dynamic shadows. Sky coma theory. Everything is a dream. Supernatural phenomena. Eyeless Spider says we're all actually just reading the story Sky's dad wrote about Sky, and they're all perfectly normal modern humans. No! The scene where we see the story her dad wrote is a little meta thing he threw in. Man, if my story ever gets big, I really want you guys to just go out there and start spreading absolutely insane conspiracy theories about it. That has always been my dream. Akane says theory is that Sky actually got put in a coma during the war, and her entire story is from her imagination and what she wanted to be a magical girl, but she can't because she's in a coma. Sky, please confirm this. It's all true. All the conspiracy theories. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty easy to just make any story a dream or something like that. It's like pretty easy. It's funny. Sweater says, chat, come on, let's make weird NPS theories. Yes, please. I once put something out on Instagram where I asked people to give me theories. And I was like, give me like your craziest theories, like they could not be true. And two of them were actually true, and I just had to be like, ha ha, those are so funny. I won't say which ones because they will be revealed in this volume, but it was just really hilarious. Where I was like, oh, that's the crazy theory, that's actually what is gonna happen. Versus, nah, just give me a few years to properly understand NPS and be throwing conspiracy theories immediately. Alright, pretty happy with that shading. I'm gonna take it away. And now we're going to do some actual coloring here. So part of her outfit that's darker. Her bows. And the collar. I'm just gonna switch to another pin because I'm tired of that pin blobbing everywhere. Fill in her eyes later. Pretty dramatic looking scene, I'd say. Kai says, okay, let me start. MPS is actually told from Chi's point of view. He's reading us his fanfic he made about Sky because he loves her. Are you sure it's not just his news report about what happened, but it's like super dramaticified? Alright, next one. Isla Sweater says, if I accidentally type Sky with an E at some point during this description, I apologize for my OCs. I was drawing yesterday's name that the spelling gets confused. Understandable. Most people named Sky definitely have an E on their name. Isla Sweater says, what if humans don't really exist in this uniform and Tiffany's just a Kanar with birth defects that gives her really weird ears? Oh, but then what is Kanar fighting over if Earth doesn't really exist? So many questions. Akane says, what if Sky is just an ordinary human and her adventure friends are all just pony figurines that she's making lore about while playing with them? Oof. That's the one that's actually most close to the truth. Umbra says, I love conspiracy theories. For example, pigeons are government spy drones. Changed my mind. Another conspiracy theory is I love waffle. I love to waffle about. I've never heard that saying, to waffle about. That's such a cute saying. Waffle about is the world as a simulation. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that one for sure. Definitely has its points. Alright, trying to do some more dramatic shading over here. The shading's gotta come like directly from above him, I guess, because that's where the transfer beam is. Umber says, it's a British term. I love the word waffle. I find it funny and I don't know why. That's so cute. I love waffles. And there's an anime called My Little Snow Fairy Sugar. And it's from the early 2000s. And I watched it as a kid. And the little snow fairy loves waffles, but she says it like waffo. So she's always like, I want waffo and stuff. And I loved it as a kid. It dramatically increased my consumption of Eggo waffles. Akane says, okay, new theory. Sky is the villain. Well, sort of. Sky doesn't know this, but it was her side that started the war. The Pectinoids just fought back, but Sky's family told her a twisted version of it. Oh, yeah? Really? I'm sorry. Um, Entire Aurora, which is why she thinks her side is the right one. In reality, they started it, so they're the bad ones. Yeah. Yeah. That one might be a little close to the truth, but we'll keep that a secret for now. Alright. Alright, let's start. It says, Sugar Baby Love. Yeah, I got the Snow Fairy Sugar theme song stuck in my head now, too. Navidad. Ooh. Of course, my singing stinks, but I had to. It's just so catchy. You'll have to wait and see, Connor. You have to see if you're right. I'm working as hard as I can to get this volume out. Yeah, it's been a while since I've looked at anything Snow Fairy Sugar or whatever, but it's so dear to me. I was thinking a lot about Snow Fairy Sugar since I'm now in a place where there's snow, right? And so like I'm experiencing the magic of snow for the first time. Connie says that's my news theory that I'm sticking with. Alice Rider says my correct theory is that York is just a little guy, and we need to protect him from anything you may have planned in the story. He is just a little guy. Conspiracy theory: York dies. No, that would be too sad. Man, that would just make my readers come after me. That would just make them throw the book on the ground and not buy the next one. I can't do that. I gotta do his hair shading. Yeah, I'm really excited for this volume, though, y'all. I do hope that y'all like it and that it's not too grim and dim. Because I know it's been like so funny and silly the whole time, and then this volume is like, okay, time to get down to business. Everyone is going to have a mental breakdown. Everyone. As far as conspiracy theory, Pepper dies. No! Connie says when reading the next volume, I'm gonna make an MPS bingo chart. I will add about 9 theories on it, and I will cross one out if it happens. I would love to see that. I wonder how many of them will actually come true. Right, it's looking very dramatic. Let's add some eye shines for Sky. And add some little pupils on her. Oops. Brush was too big. I guess I should do the inside of her mouth too, since there's all this dramatic shading everywhere. Here we go. How Spider says, I love Grim and Dim. He says, me too. Akane says, Twisted War is going on my chart every time. Alice Spider says, my art style is so influenced by shoujo anime, trying to make this OC the rough kind of jock guy, and he looks like a pretty boy like all the other ones. Oh my gosh, it is such a problem for me too. Y'all heard about this when I got this freelance job where they hired me, but then they wanted me to make a shonen manga, and everyone had to be super buff, and so I had to like learn how to draw muscles, and I would like send them over an image of one of these characters, and they'd be like, make them buffer, and then I'd have to go back and redraw it, and I'd submit it, and they'd be like, nope, still not buff enough, and then I have to go make it buffer. And buffer, and buffer, and buffer. I was like, oh no, at some point it's gotta stop. But everyone still looks so pretty, and it doesn't look right. Amber says, I love the dramatic shadows. Milan's hair rising in the beam looks awesome. Thank you. Akane says, buff chi theory. Yeah, now but that job, it allowed me to do justice to one thing, and that's drawing buff chi. Hey, I've got to do some shadows and skies here too. Man, I love drawing epic hair. It's so much fun. Oops, that was not hair, that was her bow, wasn't it? Yeah. Alright. Gotta go up here, do this one. Woohoo! Alright, so it's all coming together now. Maybe some shadows on this letter. I'm gonna start going overboard with the shadows, and then y'all have to cut me off. I do have this, like, need to overdo everything almost, and I don't think it's actually a good thing. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna cut myself off on those shadows, and I'm gonna think about what to do with the rest of the scene. Akane says, in the final battle, everyone loses, even Sky. She's on the ground and about to die until Buff Chi comes in and just beats everyone up like a cool dude, and then Rabufru wins because of him. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Alice Sweater It says, yes, I need a buff guy jock shonen manga. Let's pick the author of renowned manly shonen manga magical princess guy. They're definitely. Hey, why are you buying clothes at the soup store? I've never heard of that. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool though, because technically I got paid to learn how to draw muscles, but I was kind of like, why did you guys pick me? Akane says manly princess guy. That's the spin-off manga. I'm gonna be super buff. I was funny, says not drawing eyes throws things off sometimes. Gotta make sure the band-aid on the nose or the cheek piercings aren't where his eye should be, because it makes it look painful and raises questions. I know you can do it. Alright, I'm gonna do some stuff here. I'm gonna do like a variegated. Let's be a little lighter than the top, but not too much. Yeah, I think that's about right. And honestly, I want to do some shading on this. I know it's so small, though. Not really any reason to. I just think it would look very dramatic. So let's, highlight sky. And do another one on top. This is my favorite trick to shading, is for backlight, is like I just duplicate something and then just throw it on top and then just cut out a few places where the shadows are wrong. And voila! It does some pretty interesting shading almost every time. Keep that all dark, I think. I have a lot of cheats to make things go quicker, that's for sure. Not that I really want to rush through working on this, it's just nobody's gonna look at that close. It's so tiny. Akane says, gotta go with the classic brother betrayal theory. Akane says, London and New York leave the Canar, betray the Canar by just leaving. Isla Spider says, I love that theory, love the Canar brothers. Aww. That's a real theory, always gonna have in my top 3 theories. Spider says, I sent you the link to the Why Are You Buying Clothes at the Soup Store meme. Okay, thank you. I'll check that out later. That would be pretty nice if that happened. Alice Spider says, how long do you generally spend on a page? Just out of curiosity. Let's see. I have been streaming for 2.5 hours now. And that included all the ink and screen tone here. But it did not include the sketching. And to be honest, the reason I don't do the sketching part on stream is because it takes the most time for me and the most energy. You wouldn't believe it by how scratchy and loose my sketches look, but it takes a lot of thought process for me to figure out poses and how I want the layouts and things like that. But this is what I started with at the beginning of the stream, basically, is the sketch. But as to how long the sketch took me, and I tend to like move around my sketches across multiple pages while I'm working, it's really hard to determine, honestly. So I know it usually takes me about 2 to 4 hours to screen tone something, as long as it doesn't have a background. If it has a background, the background will take like an hour extra to screen tone. And then I don't know. I want to say like on the low end, sometimes 4 if it's really simple. 4 hours on the high end, probably looking at like 8 to 10 hours. But usually I think they're somewhere in the middle at like 6 hours. Yeah. But most of that is just sketching, really, which is why it helps when I get into the flow of things and the sketching process starts to happen a lot faster, and then it's way easier. But that just tends to happen at like the very end of the process. But definitely not at this stage, unfortunately. Alright, I'm gonna see where I was putting the speech bubbles. Kind of like covering everything, unfortunately. I'll have to see if I can shrink down the amount of dialogue. Alright, we are gonna add some stars in here, because why not? I think we are kind of like close to completion. I'm just not going to do the speech bubbles on stream. I think I'm going to do those later after I figure out how much dialogue there's actually going to be on the page. That's definitely something that I'm doing this time that I didn't really do in past volumes, is as I'm working on every page, I pretty much have sorry, I lost my train of thought. I pretty much have the publisher document open where I'm actually putting in the words as I go, so that I can make sure that the speech bubbles are like the correct size and that sort. It's been pretty helpful. Kanai says, the Kanai brothers deserve way better. They're just looking for a nice place to stay. I know, I'm so sad. They both grow through so much, I feel so bad. Please show them some love. I'm sorry, I'm making them suffer. Alice Water says, ugh, placing speech bubbles is always so annoying. I know, right? Alice Water says, I want to draw more like mini comics. I don't have the energy. Yeah, comics take a lot of energy. It's the creation phase that really kills me, like I was saying. It's like just line arting and slapping some screen tone on it isn't the hard part. It's like figuring it out and coming up with the ideas. It is much easier to just do one illustration. But I love telling a story, so here's where we are. Alright, I'm gonna add the same kind of shading on Milan there. Oops. Looks like I didn't really do as clean of a job on his. Just gonna do copy paste and just kind of like erase, and it'll be it. Alright, now for some splatters. I love this part of the process where I put little white specks on everything. My favorite. Put some smaller specks in the transporter beam to give it some particle light almost. Like a particle beam. And now we gotta do like some tone scraping here. A little bit bigger. Just gonna go in at the corners of the screen tone. Okay, I'm gonna put my speech bubbles back even though they're kind of in the wrong spot. Just so we can kind of get a look at what it's gonna be. I don't want to cover Sky that much. Like, I put so much detail into her. This is why I need to check where my speech bubbles are before I begin. There was no reason to go that hard on her hair. It wasn't even gonna show up. So I'll probably have to fix that in the final one. Oh, also I forgot his canard mark. Big oversight. It's been too long since I've drawn these characters, quite obviously, because I keep forgetting stuff like this. Alessandra says, should I give him ginger hair or blue hair? Maybe both. Though I do love blue hair on characters too. But ginger and blue hair seems pretty unique. In streaks or gradient or something. I might shrink the poses in the middle, honestly, to make room for these speech bubbles. Because it's just the same image drawn twice anyway. Let's see how it looks. Just gonna put that one outside. Yeah, I think that would definitely work. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it and think about it, though. I always forget the canard market. I always forget the tail is skin colored. I always think the tail's white. It is actually white. I always draw that white, at least. Maybe sometimes I got some skin color on it by accident when I was doing with Copic markers. I don't know. Proxima says hi. Hi, Proxima. How are you? I'm doing good. Excited to just be working on some pages today. Oops. It's taking away that speech bubble. So I made his eye way too big, so I'm gonna fix that. Just trying to see where his eye begins and ends. Oh, his mouth is in there too. His eyebrow probably is as well, so let me just get this. I forgot a layer for sure. Alright, if that doesn't look scary, let me just go ahead and fix this. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Sorry, I thought I heard of the scale being skin colored in some artworks. Is it the Mandela effect? Yeah, it might be. I don't have the colored one sitting next to me. I think there is an artwork where you can see the tail coming out of London skin and like I get a little gradient and then it just goes to white, but I don't know. Let me pull up some color artwork that I have. Easy access here though. We can look together. If it's changed, I'm gonna freak out though. If it really is the Mandela effect and I didn't even know about it. Alright, so I'm looking in my folder. And we're gonna go to my artwork folder in the finished section. Those are old artwork. I've got to find the new artwork. My thing is so badly organized. I don't know. Here's a picture, old picture of Georgia and Belgium. They both have white tails. And let me find some other art, which is harder to do than I would like it to be for some reason. I need to organize my files, that's for real. There's another color image. And now it disappeared because my files are trying to load. Oh, there's the omnibus cover. We can't see France's tail, but oops. There's York's tail. And London's tail. Oh no, that's what it says. Maybe I'm just going insane. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me pull up the one artwork where I said I think I might have put some skin tone on London's tail. Color pages, renumber. I think that's where it'll be. Also, my music stopped. Let me go ahead and put that back on. Yeah, he does look so tiny on the cover. Let me find that picture, and then I'll go back and... Belgium's tail is cannonly pierced. So is Sydney's. I don't know if I did it in that image, though, because that was the first image that I drew of the Pirate Crew girls together. And their character designs were not super finalized. Let me find that image, though, real quick, and then I can think about that Yeah, their tails are definitely made out of like some kind of like cartilage thing, though. That's what I always imagined, kind of like an ear. Yeah, I think I kind of put like some skin tone on their tails a little bit in this one with the Copic markers. Then let me go back to the pirate image. Yeah. I closed it down, unfortunately, so I've got to get it up again. Yeah, you're right. I didn't put piercings on Belgium's tail here, but then in the same chapter, she's definitely got a piercing. I think, at least. Unless I did really forget. Maybe she doesn't. Her tail. Yeah, it looks like right here. Let me get a better image. Magic Princess Sky pages. Maybe some from last volume. It's struggling with that. Just give it a whole minute. Episode 17 with Noden. I'm just gonna pull up a few images of her, and hopefully we can see if she's got a piercing or not. I forgot one in this image. She does have two in this image. And she has two in that image. Alright. So apparently it's super inconsistent. And I don't know what I'm doing at all. Hi, welcome Matthew. Total silence in the break room. I was sorry, says I love the Kennard brother artwork. It's kind of old, but it's still pretty. It's really old. It's not just kind of old. It is pretty old, yeah. It's I think it's from volume 2, I think. I think her hair used to be a little bit more brown when I drew her with Copic markers, because I didn't have enough markers, and then I decided it should be a little red tinted when I started drawing it, I think. Let's see, I think I have some scans in here. Just type in Belgium and see what comes up. Belgium in The Sims? Oh no, there's a old Copic marker drawing of her, a drawing on the computer, a drawing on the computer. Yeah, I can't choose multiple items that aren't in the same folder. Okay. Alright, here's two really old ones. This is one done with Copic markers and then scanned in. I guess I was actually going for like true ginger here, I guess. This is one on my computer when I first got a computer, and then I might have like the most recent one, hair color. Like, I draw her now. Yeah, she did die in my Sims game. Yeah, she did. Yeah, I overworked her. She was supposed to be doing a Christmas party, and she died. This is my old, thing that I did where I have her like zombified because I brought her back from the dead and stuff. It was pretty funny. Outsider says, I have a note that keeps track of all my OC piercings, so I'm not inconsistent because a lot of mine have facial piercings and I don't want to confuse anything. Yeah, that's probably a good rule. I obviously forget a lot about my character designs quite frequently. Here's another page that I was working on. Matthew says, my manager brought pizza for the staff today, so that was nice. Oh, good. I hope the pizza is tasty. Outsider says, Belgium's so pretty, even in old art. Ugh, I need to draw her again. It's in years. Yeah, she's really fun to draw. I love her. Harry says, does anybody in MPS have facial piercings? I thought I remembered Sydney having some, but that may have been headcanon. I'm confusing with canon. No, Sydney doesn't have any facial piercings, though it seems like it would match him. I did have a friend before I started working on Magical Princess Guy that did draw him with the facial piercing, like a nose ring, so maybe that's why. He didn't end up with one in the end. I think I was just too nervous to draw it. He has a piercing on his tail, though. It didn't really make an appearance in the last volume because we didn't really get to see him that close, but I'll show you. Did I get a chance to draw it yet in the newest volume? I think I did. Let me see. Yeah. Yep. Oh, and then I was inconsistent again. I did a little Kanar symbol. It's supposed to be a little flame. What am I even doing? Everything is so inconsistent. As I says, page looks insane, beats away. I love how dramatic it is. Thank you. You did not see his tail piercing in this one either, though. Yeah, I've been enjoying making everything look way too dramatic. Just gonna make sure that his hair stands out a little bit when it gets printed. Sorry, says I usually draw a Belgian with a few facial piercings, so that's because I'm curious to give somebody in my ICs that faces look naked without them. I'm sure that she would love some facial piercings, to be honest. I just didn't add them to my characters back then. I think nowadays, like, I would be more willing to diversify my character designs a bit more, but back when I started, I didn't really have like a whole lot of designs I would do. My characters all look kind of similar, I think. As I said, I settled on blue for my character's hair. There's like a piece of his bangs in front that's ginger, so yippee. Oh, good. That sounds cool. Yeah, so I did the line and screen tone for this in 3 hours, and um, yeah, I don't remember how long the sketch took, but that's pretty cool. I wonder if I had a speed paint. Oh yes, I have a record time lapse, so I'll put the time lapse up on the screen so you guys can see it. That should be pretty fun. That way you can see my sketching process, actually. Okay. So I'll just export that. Hmm. Mathematics says, I don't know how people can stomach the idea of vlogging. I'm just paranoid. Oh yeah, I mean social media is scary. I don't even like social media. Somehow I'm okay with streaming, but obviously I don't stream a whole lot. Uh, I can't get into social media for some reason, and I mean for sure the idea of like people coming after you on social media, it's very real. It even happened to me pretty recently where a client just went berserk on me basically and was telling people online that I was lying about her. Was telling people online that I was saying mean things about her online, but I never posted anything. And the only thing that I told her is, no, I'm not going to reverse our contract, basically. And so she ended up blocking me and just is still out there just posting negative things about me, boo-hooing about how I stopped working with her. It was just really kind of painful for me because I believe so much in justice and making things right, especially with my clients. But she wouldn't take anything I was offering her, and just decided to just be a crazy person online about it. So that was just really unfortunate. So I don't really have any good advice for uh how to protect yourself online. I don't know, because I thought I did everything right, and she still blew up and spread lies on the internet. So I don't know. I really liked working with her too, and we agreed on the same terms, and then for some reason those terms weren't good anymore. It was really, really wild. Yeah. This is probably the first time that I've actually said anything about it, and it's been months, so I doubt that she's still watching me, and if she is, I wish her luck, but I just do not understand why she freaked out when she could have had everything she wanted. Alright, so let's show you that screen paint. Let's see. Got to in here, yeah, so this is about, so there we go. This is how it looks. This is my sketching process, so this was probably like a few hours of going back and forth, trying to figure it out. This page did actually come together a lot easier than some other pages. I had a pretty clear view of what I wanted this to look like. Actually, a clearer view than I thought even. Looking at this, I'm like, wow, I didn't really even move anything. Akane says, sadly, some people are like that, even I fear it myself. But, you know, people are like that in real life, too. You know, to be honest, like, I won't go into it, but when I was, like, a teenager, I had a bunch of people, I used to, like, go to church and stuff, and I had people even in the church spread lies about me and then kick me out of the church because I was trying to help people. And I was like volunteering, but my volunteering wasn't good enough to them because I was wearing too much Hello Kitty merch or some shit. So I don't know. It was just weird. I mean, people are just like that everywhere. So it's like they're gonna be like that online. They're gonna be like that in real life. I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, I agree with you, Kane. I just hope that, you know, I'm trying to make a world for myself as an adult now where things aren't like that, you know? So I'm trying not to let it in, but, you know, even still, that client doing that thing, it just, you know, it really bothered me because my sense of justice wanted to explain myself and fight back online, basically, but I knew that I couldn't for my own peace. So I'm just trying to learn how to choose peace, I guess. Anyway, so that is how the whole speed paint went together, and I guess I'll go ahead and replay it for those who missed it, and I'll keep reading the chat. Oh no, I'm sorry, I swore. I didn't mean to, sorry. Matthew says, I will gladly wave and smile at random people while crossing a parking lot, but joining public Discord servers seems dangerous to me. Yeah, I get that. I'm definitely more willing to socialize with people face to face than I am on social media, even people that I know in real life, unfortunately, so. No, no, it's going on the counter. What even is the counter? No. I guess I do feel better, but sometimes I still think about it and it makes me sad. uh, and confused, I guess. I just feel like everyone should, like, follow set of rules when they're agreed upon by people, and that they should be able to work things out without resorting to bullying online and sending people to talk to me in my DMs about how I'm not good at what I do and stuff. It's just bullying. Like, there should be other ways to solve disputes. And she started bullying me before I even answered her first email about something, so it was, she just wanted to be angry, and that's just too bad. Matthew says, sorry not following the conversation watching on mute since I don't have earbuds. That's completely fine. I'm glad that you stopped in. I can say, and I can type in the chat. You are... I don't know if I'm spelling that right. There we go. Oh, 6 points on the swear counter. that's pretty low for 3 years. I'm proud of that. Amber says, I love how the speed drawing looks. It's awesome to see a page like that. Thank you. I'm gonna have to do like a lot of speed paints of my pages once I get them all. I did not record every single one of them. I forgot to record a lot of them. And some of them I really wish I had recorded, like I did some good backgrounds the other day, but then I realized that I hadn't recorded it and that I was really upset with myself, but you know. Sorry, says, I'm kind of the opposite. I find it easier to talk through text than verbally. Maybe that's just because I'm super introverted, but sometimes even on calls with friends, I just stop wording. Oh, okay. Very interesting. So yeah, kind of the opposite for sure. Oh, it's okay, Matthew. That situation happened. Uh, I think it was like back in. It was in September, right? I guess October. No, it was in November. So that happened. That went down in November, and I finally got it resolved before Christmas. Thank goodness. But it was pretty stressful, and still makes me sad just thinking about it. But just because a lot of the people, and herself included, insulted my work, and I feel very strongly about my work. But I'm doing good. I'm moving on, and I have my big client that I'm working with right now who's appreciative of my work and sticks to their contract, which is good. That's all I'm asking for. And also working on volume 8 right now is really making me feel better and trust more in my art and myself again. Amber says, I'm excited to see more of them. Page just looks amazing. Thank you. Let's see. I can pop some more in here. Speed paints. Like, this one, I did not record the whole process. I just recorded me moving around the panels and screen toning it, I guess, is what this is. But still kind of cool to see, because I wasn't happy with it at the beginning, as you can see here. I just started to move everything around. I'll find another one. Oh, here's one I finished the other day. This one's pretty good at how indecisive I am. You'll see. I was really, really indecisive with this one. I kept on moving things back around and all that stuff. Thanks so much, Akane. I'm glad that I do have an amazing group of fans and watchers, and I do have amazing clients, that's for sure. I know that I can't let one person's, thing drag me down. Alright, so I changed drawings quite a few times here before deciding on what in the world I was doing. And then this is kind of like where I started to get into what I was really gonna do here. So hopefully I'll find some content to make with these speed paints. I don't really know what it'll look like yet, though. I'm pretty bad, like I said, with social media, and coming up with content ideas is next to impossible. It is worth it. It is worth it to make, art and do stuff. For sure. I definitely want to do more with, like, live 2D rigging. I don't have any clients, and I haven't for a while, for live 2D rigging, and my customizable Vtuber didn't do that well. It was still fun, but I feel like I could have spent that time doing something else that could have been more popular, maybe. I'm definitely going to use live 2D to work on some animations for the Magical Princess Side Kickstarter. As you can see, I already did this one the other day. It's just me walking, but I figured it would be a good asset for just kind of like throwing into a video. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, that was done with Live 2D, so I'll figure it out. Maybe a VTuber client will come my way eventually. Alright, we're done with the page, and I think I'm gonna go off and get some other things done before the end of the day, but I'm glad I got to stream this week, even though it wasn't super long, and I got a lot done, so that's always good. So this is now the 27th page that has been fully completed for Magical Princess Sky, so yay! Oh wait, Isla Spider says, Sky, say any Sanrio character, it's for a thing. Cinnamon Roll! I'm very loyal to Cinnamon Roll, who I thought was a bunny when I was a kid, but I used to carry around a Cinnamon Roll stuffed animal at school and stuff. I also really love My Melody, but that's because both of them are white rabbits. Or so I thought. And I now know that Cinnamon Roll is a puppy. But I did not know that then. Alright, I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna get some water, everyone. Stay hydrated. And I probably will not stream next week, but maybe I'll try to stream twice the following week just to make up. And Io Spider, I don't know what you need the Sanrio character for, but cool. And also, thank you. I'm glad you think the page looks good. Alright, everyone. Have a great day. And I'll leave the stream up running for a few extra minutes for anybody to close out their conversations and stuff, and I'll stay here to chat. Alright, bye! I'll see you guys next time!